Hello friends, this is Utz, obviously, and I'm back again for another in-depth DBD discussion, and today we're here to discuss the topic on everybody's mind, and it's, Zeker, why do you love Dead by Daylight so much? Well, boy howdy, I'm here to give you a comprehensive list of reasons as to why Dead by Daylight is my favorite video game of all time, and these things will just go to show exactly why I have over 1,000 hours total on this video game. I mean, we're just going to start off with an obvious one here, and it's the community, guys. The community of Dead by Daylight is just so welcoming, so positive. Everyone is always so kind to each other, especially on Twitter and in the replies of Dead by Daylight's tweets. Everyone just has such great ideas, and man, I really couldn't hope for a better community. Everybody is always so constructive, and they give such great criticism, and I mean, a healthy game needs healthy criticism, right? So, it's great to see. I'm so glad that everybody is so, everyone's in agreement on what the game needs at all times. As for reason number 2, it's the amount of content in this game, guys. There are 30 killers and 27 survivors. There's 27 killers and 30 survivors in this game, for a grand total of 57 characters, which is that's just such a crazy amount of content. That is endless amounts of content. I'm not even sure if I'm joking or not anymore. It's basically endless. This game has a grand total of 197 perks to unlock. Oh my god, that's so many perks, guys. That's so many perks. And you know what's great about these perks? You don't have to unlock them just once, not just twice, but 3 times before they can be used to their fullest potential. And this is for every perk in the game. That's almost 600 perks, technically speaking. That is incredible, guys. That honestly, and I mean, just think about the sheer amount of time that you're gonna have to put in to get that much stuff. Oh man, it'll really keep you grinding for those blood points, and it'll really hook you in and just keep you coming back for more and more, and it'll keep you spending and playing more, and then spending it all, and then you maybe completed one character, but then you've got 56 more to go through. Isn't that just incredible? Honestly, I love it's not too much grind, but it's just enough to feel accessible, to feel worthwhile, and honestly, I hope they make 0 changes to this in the future. Another great feature about Dead by Daylight is the matchmaking system, a matchmaking system that was actually curated and developed by the BHVR team for 2 years, a little over maybe. 2 years of work was put into this matchmaking system that we currently have, and I have to say, it's just a direct upgrade. It's just so much better than their old system. Now, our old matchmaking system had 5 different categories of ranks. It was ranked 20 to 1, 1 being the highest, and there were 5 sections in the ranks. You had gray, yellow, green, purple, and then red at the very top. And basically, what Dead by Daylight's matchmaking system used to do was it would put you in lobbies with similarly ranked players, but that was it really. It didn't really determine much past that. I mean, it wasn't that hard to get to the highest rank, so you basically would just get put with anybody, and I mean, sometimes it just didn't even work. It's stuff like that just really made the old matchmaking system just really atrocious. But now we have this new shiny one called skill-based matchmaking, MMR, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally in Dead by Daylight. We have wanted this for so long. It's always so great for any game that it releases in, and it definitely creates a much more healthy, casual, and competitive scene, and a perfect balance of both of these things. Without fail, every time, no matter the game. Now, the way our shiny new matchmaking system works is it will determine a rating based off 2 things, and 2 things alone: kills and escapes. So, if you escape as survivor, you gain MMR. If you die as survivor, you lose MMR. If you kill the entire team as killer, you gain MMR. If they all escape, you lose MMR. It's just that simple. Now, what I really love about this system is that it just completely ignores the match, because, in all honesty, what happened in the match really doesn't matter. If everyone escaped, clearly the killer did not play well in that situation. If everyone dies, clearly the survivors didn't play well. Obviously, if a survivor who ran the killer for 300 generators and got their whole team out alive, but they died at the end, ooh, sorry buddy, I just don't think that was a very skilled play. I mean, come on, he died. The whole point of the game is to live, and he couldn't even do that. He could do anything but escape. Like, I don't know, I don't think you're really that good. I don't think you're as good as you think you are, buddy. Another thing I really love, which, you know, they kind of like changed up the way the rank system works now. Now it's grade rewards, like I mentioned earlier. So essentially, there's still basically rank 20 to 1, but instead of it being colors, it's Ash, Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Iridescent. And the further up you get in these ranks, which of course are still individual for both sides, you will get a reward for blood points, which I think is super cool. I'm glad it's there. But what people are kind of confused by with this grade system is that it doesn't actually represent players' skill. Some people were complaining like, oh, I'm an Ash 4 getting paired up with Iridescent 1 players, and oh man, that just seems a little unfair. This is a common misconception, but you must understand that grade rewards do not count towards your MMR rating. Grade rewards are just how much time you put into the game. It has no representation of skill. I mean, the player who got to Iridescent 1 3 days after rank reset is obviously they just put a lot of time into they're not that good. Come on, that's common sense, people. Another thing that I absolutely love about Dead by Daylight is their just absolute wide range of perks, and we went over this earlier. There's so many perks in this game, but just the variety. I mean, think about that. There's 197 perks in Dead by Daylight. Obviously, going into every match being like, oh man, I could be seeing 197 different possibilities of perks right now, and I love that because, I mean, just with the way perks are designed in this game, there's absolutely no way that people would only use the same 6 perks in rotation. There's 197. Obviously, they're going to use at least half of them, right? Why would you just use the same? That sounds boring. No one does that. I love Dead Hard. I love Dead Hard. I love Dead Hard. I love Dead Hard. Oh man, oh yes, yeah, just shut the tunnel. I'm sorry, bro. I just should play with her. What is the point of this perk? Why? Why do they make perks? Who would ever use this? Next reason for why I love Dead by Daylight, and I gotta say, the design team for this game is just so creative. They have come up with a secondary objective type mechanic for survivors called boon totems. Boon totems are essentially meant to play the role as a second objective for survivors to do, so that they can set up a sort of safe haven zone where basically you're just fucking invincible. Basically, these boon totems are meant to act like kind of a secondary objective, but also kind of like a huge benefit to a survivor and their whole team all at the same time. And I think that's super cool. And honestly, I think it's great that you can set it up as many times as you want. You can, you know, it can be set up again instantly, because think about that, right? You spend 15 seconds, maybe 24 if you're cleansing a hex totem, setting up this boon, and then the killer can just come kick it in instantly. It's like a 2-second animation. How is that even fair? Thankfully, this is counterbalanced by the fact that you can set it up again as many times as you want, and instantly. You could even set it up on a different totem if you wanted to. And I think that's just really good design. I think that's really good design overall. No cooldown, no use limit, and I mean, it has 24 meters of range. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. Killers can just kick it. Just kick the totem. It's not that hard. I don't get why people are always complaining about it. And people are complaining about it so much that they nerfed it twice. Specifically, they nerfed Boon Circle of Healing. This was the first, well, one of 2 of the first boon totems they came up with, right? And basically, in the 24-meter radius of the totem, you could heal yourself at full speed without a medkit. But of course, that's only in the radius, so it's not that strong. And it also gave that bonus to other healing speeds, which I think is great. It rewards survivors being grouped together to cooperatively heal like the game intends. And, you know, I'm really glad that it was implemented this way, because it allows these playstyles and it allows them to shine a lot more. And I mean, healing is a mechanic that has always been very underpowered in my opinion, and has never really been that big of an issue, especially not medkits. I mean, those things are underpowered. But for some reason, people thought otherwise, and they nerfed it so that it had a 25% reduction in its healing speed. But then, out of nowhere, they're nerfing it again, and it's like, why? All you did was, you just did the same thing twice, but it's still just as strong. So, I mean, is this what they wanted? Is this what all these entitled killer mains are complaining about is just how fast it is. I mean, geez, I almost feel like they would be complaining about perhaps the lack of use limit or the lack of cooldown or anything like that. But I mean, I don't know why you'd complain about that, because that stuff's perfectly balanced. I mean, the killer can just kick it instantly, but at least I could see where they're coming from if they were complaining about that. Next reason as to why I love Dead by Daylight is because the game is so functional. It's honestly one of the most stable and polished games I've ever played, and, you know, every time they release new content, it's like it came out more fixed than it was before. I can't describe it. I can't explain it. I don't know how they do it. And, you know, we get the occasional bug with, like, a perk or an exploit or something, but thankfully, they invented a new kill switch system not too long ago that lets them disable these things until they're fixed. And, you know, they're always very quick and on top of those things, and there's never been an instance where, you know, they just refuse to kill switch something for some fucking reason. This has never happened. They have always done it. They did it with the wake up bug that was, you know, in the new chapter, which of course bugs happen. It's whatever. It was they kill switched Object of Obsession when there was a problem with that, and Empathic Connection, which again, bugs happen. Oh well. That's like two bugs. Come on. And I mean that wiggle bug where they would wiggle and then if they took the hit and then they would get off. How did that even happen? How does that happen? They fixed it. They fixed it. It took them 2 bug fix patches, but they got there in the end, guys. They get there eventually. They fixed it. And like I said, if there was ever any other bugs, they would just kill switch it. There's absolutely no reason for them to leave it going, especially since they don't plan to do another bug fix patch, because they already fixed everything. There's absolutely nothing else to fix. Alright guys, well that pretty much concludes my list of reasons as to why I love Dead by Daylight. And I mean, look, don't just take my word for it, alright? I'm here to show you some evidence as to why Dead by Daylight has been doing so well, that it is doing really well, and exactly just the effect that all these things has to creating a very healthy, stable, and just overall, I mean, booming game. I mean, let's have a look at the Steam charts here. See guys, just look at these player counts. I mean, 105,000 all-time peak. That is huge for a game, right? And then we have 42,000 in the last 2 hours, 38,000 playing 27 minutes ago. I mean, just a lot of players still going steady. And honestly, I see no end in sight. I see no end to it. Oh my god. Well guys, we have 26 new average players today. In the last 30 days. Oh wait, this is not happening. This is not happening. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why would people be leaving this game? This is one of the greatest games I ever played. I don't understand. I mean, like, how? There's no logical explanation for this. They're always so on top of responding to their community as well, and they're so quick with changes. It's like, why? Why would people be leaving this game? That doesn't make any sense. I can't think of anything. I can't. Oh, wait. Unless? Wait. I have to do some math real quick, guys. YouTube. Dead by Daylight. Okay. Let's scroll. Dead by Daylight has Terminator bots? AI killer bots hacking in DBD? They're doing what? The time Bloodwarden helped me to catch a cheater? Zubat Lel helped me to catch a cheater? Cheaters. Oh yeah, it's the fucking cheater problem. That's all it is, guys. It's just the cheater problems. Of course, we've all heard of the subtle cheating and all the people flying around and insta-healing and popping gens and stuff like that, guys. It's just the cheating problem. Once they crack down on that, I mean, this game it's gonna pick right back up, guys. I mean, think about all the good things we just went over. See, a cheater can ruin all of these things. That's all it is. It's just a bad cheating problem can ruin all of these things. Obviously, once this is solved, everyone comes right back to the game, and then and then we're good. It's just cheaters, guys. It could not possibly be anything else. Man, I don't get why people complain about Noid so much. It's like, wait, we're gaining players? Probably for the MMR tests. This was this was not scripted. When were we gaining players? I mean, it's 29.6 players. Like, 0.6% of a person has decided to play Dead by Daylight. I mean, that's pretty good, honestly. Huge for their numbers.